Hey guys, what's going on? It's Brandon. So we're going to state the obvious a little bit for everybody because I realize there's some people out there who just really are not smart. I see their comments on my page and it's unbelievable to me how clueless people actually are. So from the top, let's shatter people's false realities about life, right? False perceptions. So from the top, General Motors is currently under investigation for faulty engines on over 800,000 vehicles, and that does not include Corvettes. Brandon Byers, that's this guy, has been trying to warn General Motors, their engineers, and all the people that are tight within the Corvette community that the engines have this problem on the Corvettes. Notice, I said on the Corvettes. That means General Motors technically is going to end up being investigated for more than 800,000 vehicles as soon as the investigators realize, I'll be damned, it's not just these pickup trucks that we're investigating, it's also the Corvettes, the C7 Z06, the C8 Z06. It's whenever General Motors either accidentally or on purpose, intentionally, makes the fuel system right at the ragged edge of capability. Why is that a problem? Because General Motors, whether it's intentional or whether it's accidental, has a electrical and fuel system architecture which causes the fuel system to underperform, which causes detonation of the engine. So right now, General Motors is being investigated for faulty bearings, faulty this, faulty that, mechanical components, hard metal components. They're being investigated to see if those components are faulty from the factory. That's not what's faulty. What's faulty is what Brandon Byers has been explaining for 8 fucking years, is that the fuel system and the electrical system in combination, in conjunction with each other, create lean air-fuel ratio scenarios when things glitch. In simple terms, the computers on General Motors cars are so advanced now that when they have glitches, the amount of voltage that's drawn when these computers reboot, these modules reboot, is what we think is going on. It draws down the voltage and the cars misbehave. The transmission control unit is the first unit to leave the chat when the voltage swings. This has been the case in C5s. Service rear axle. If you've ever seen that across the dashboard of a Corvette or a Camaro or any GM vehicle, that is because the transmission control unit has left the chat. Happens all the time. Happens when your battery connections are loose, happens when your batteries are going bad, happens when your alternator's going bad, and now with the C8 Corvette, it happens more than ever. It happens randomly when the Google infotainment system is mad about something. When the Google infotainment system freezes, this glitch happens. If there were 2 fuel pumps in the tank, which Brandon Byers also suggested 8 years ago and had a 45-minute long conversation with Tadge about it, he did not handcuff Tadge to a rail, to a tree, and say, you must talk to me. Tadge chose on his own accord to have the conversation with Brandon. Tadge was extremely interested in the conversation. Why Tadge was interested? Your guess is as good as mine. Could it be that Tadge knew that there is a problem on purpose, and here's a civilian who's actually solved the riddle of what's going on, which puts General Motors in a horrible spot? Because if the civilian explains it publicly, it means that General Motors could be court ordered to recall all their vehicles and add a second fuel pump. Why does a second fuel pump solve the problem? Because when you add the extra fuel pump, it doesn't matter how much you drop the voltage, the 2 pumps can still perform adequately. The voltage-driven pumps are in the fuel tank. The high-side pumps are up on the engine, they're cam-driven. C8 Z06 has 2 high-side pumps. C7 Z06 has 1 high-side pump. It doesn't matter if you have 1 high-side pump or 2 high-side pumps or 10 high-side pumps. If you don't have enough fuel pumps in the tank that are voltage-driven to get the fuel up to the high-side pumps, they can't vacuum the fuel up to themselves because that causes the fuel to boil. When you put fuel under vacuum, it boils. Physics 101. This is why when people like Justin at Horsepower Obsessed decide that they want to become the car channel to teach everybody about their cars, it doesn't work because Justin wasn't very good at physics. Justin probably never even took physics in high school. And if he did, I'm going to go out on a limb and say he barely passed the fucking class, okay? I can see a physics challenge creature a mile away. That is Justin at Horsepower Obsessed. That's also Keith Cornett. I don't think he took physics. I don't think he's a physics buff. That's also the truth for John Elegant. I don't think he took physics. I don't think he's a physics buff. Therefore, all these conversations, whoosh, whoosh, go right over their heads. Harlan Charles. My contributions to Team Corvette were the sticker packages. The commemorative edition sticker packages. Your company's being fucking sued for faulty fucking motors, Harlan, and you wonder why you lost your fucking job when the guy who's been warning your company for 8 fucking years that your fucking engines are gonna blow up because they don't have enough fuel pressure and it causes the bearings to go bad. You conveniently made it a wise choice not to talk to me, and conveniently made it a wise choice, and so did Tadge, not to pass it on to Mark Royce that either A, there's a problem with our cars that we don't know about, and this Brandon guy seems to have solved it. We need to fix our cars ASAP before we have more and more years of production of cars that need to be recalled. The more cars you produce, the more cars that have to be recalled. The more cars that are produced, the more angry customers who you have to pay them a settlement. Therefore, you produce the cars the right way at step 1 whenever you can. Unless you intentionally thought that you were going to be able to pull the wool over everybody's eyes. At which point, the existence of Brandon buyers, once again, is important. Because you say, shit, our plan to pull the wool over everybody's eyes is not working. These fuckers are too smart. I guess on our flagship Corvettes, we need to go ahead and do the fuel systems properly at minimum, because people like Brandon Byers are driving the cars fast, and everybody on fucking Corvette forum now knows that there's an issue because Brandon explained it. I have an idea. Let's ban them from the forum. What are we going to ban them for? Well, here's the rules. You're not allowed to call each other names. I have an idea. Let's call him names, Clayton Smith. Let's call him names. Let's say he's take off his fucking tinfoil hat. Let's be rude to the guy. And then when the guy says that we're dumb, oh my goodness, I dropped the fucking F-bomb, Clayton Smith. Clayton Smith drops the F-bomb, and then when somebody says that someone's dumb if they do X, Y, and Z, we're going to ban Brandon from the group. This is the double standard that's existed in my life for the last 8 fucking years. I'm trying to save people's lives because guess why the Highway National Safety Association even gives a fuck about any of this? Because when engines blow up, people can wreck and die. When transmissions fail, people can wreck and die. So anything that causes the transmission to fail, anything that causes the engines to blow up, that's worthy of investigation with the National Traffic Highway Safety Association, blah, blah, blah. That's what that is. I didn't start the investigation, but I can easily point them in the right direction to make it so that their investigation puts General Motors into a recall situation. I don't want General Motors to go bankrupt. I don't want my Corvette to have a blown up motor. I don't want my Corvette to have a blown up engine, a blown up transmission. I don't want my Corvette to have failed components that cause me to wreck and go off the road. I don't want General Motors to go bankrupt. Do I need to keep repeating it, you stupid pieces of shit? So if I don't want General Motors to go bankrupt and I don't want my car to run off the road, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to tell you guys the magical fucking secret to make sure that neither one of those two things happen. Brandon, you didn't stop talking about this stuff because we're getting sued now. You guys were fucking going to get sued regardless because the statistics are there that your fucking engines are blowing up. But we were going to pay off the judges and pay off the attorneys and pay everybody off, and then it was all going to go away. Okay, well that's fine. Pay everybody off then. Good luck with that. The problem is there's this thing called the fucking internet now, Mark Royce, and people don't forget once they've heard a message. I've been preaching the message for fucking 8 years. So instead of you build your fucking cars right and avoid bankruptcy, what did you choose? You chose the crackhead choice, didn't you, Mark Royce? I didn't know there was a problem. If you didn't know there was a problem, that's because people like Tadge and Harlan suck at their fucking jobs, which is why they're no longer with the fucking company. Or, they told me that you guys didn't understand the problem. Once again, they suck at their fucking jobs. They didn't convey to you that Tadge had a 45 fucking minute long conversation with me about the problem, and then I had the problem pegged. Brandon, if you just go away, everything will go back to normal. Not the case. The National Highway Safety Association investigation launched without me. It's not me who's the problem, you stupid fucks. It's your stupid fucking cars that are built the wrong way. We don't go bankrupt. Then build your fucking cars the right way, maggots. You stupid pieces of shit. Hi, Mark Royce. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Fix your fucking car, idiot.